It's like Facebook, without the hurt feelings.
You know what? Narcy Aaron's on the phone. I think he just wanted to say hi. Hi, Narcy Aaron. How are you?
Hey, well, what's happening, guys?
You know, we're talking about cowboy hats and Stetson.
Well, they're all over Bakersfield. I was in Bakersfield building a homeless shelter for women and children out there for 3 months.
Nice.
And,
You're the real hero.
How much you get paid to do that?
oh, well, I got over a couple grand a week.
God damn. That's pretty good. I'd build somebody a shelter, too, for a couple grand a week. All right.
Absolutely.
Way to just diminish what he was doing.
Good to talk to you, Narcy. Hey, he just wanted to call up and brag about himself, right? Narcy Aaron, everybody.
The real hero. That's the real hero.
Jeff and Jeremy in the morning.
The poll question having to do with all these players in the NBA. They're like, yeah, I don't want to get a vaccination. Not all of them, I should say.
There's a number, though.
There's very few, but it's enough to where it's making headlines and people are talking about it. And they're star players in many instances, and they're very sound in their reasoning as if to why they don't want to get vaccinated. Our poll question is, if you were a teammate of one of these NBA players and they were refusing to get vaccinated, how would you feel? Because the NBA is throwing up all kinds of obstacles for these players to, like, one, okay, so because it's Canada and it's crazy, is if you are a player in the in the NBA, and you play the Toronto Raptors, and you're not vaccinated, and you go play the Raptors, you must be quarantined, meaning from the moment you set foot in the country, you need to be put into a car, taken to your hotel room, not leave your hotel room.
For 10 days?
No, you can't do that with the NBA, so they're making a provision, I would imagine. And because, you're playing in Toronto one night, and then in the next night you're playing in Philadelphia. Or 2 nights later you're playing in...
And these are for the unvaccinated.
These are for the unvaccinated. You can only stay in your hotel room by yourself for the entirety of your stay.
Okay.
And when you play, you must travel away from the team to the facility. And once you're at the facility, you must be as quarantined as possible in order to...
Now, what if you're vaccinated? Do they just life is normal?
Life is normal.
You just walk around?
Mm-hmm.
That's why I got the vaccine. I get tired of jumping through the hoops. And they're coming. There's going to be more, Jeff.
Well, I know.
And I realize some people are staunch. They're just...
And the people... And I
get it. I understand it.
And you
I'm
understand
cool with
the frustrations of the people that are staunch with the people that are just laying down and saying, well, this is just going to have to be the way it is. It's frustrating because it doesn't have to be that way, but you're allowing it to be that way.
Oh, I'm allowing it to be that way?
Well, anybody who is
vaccinated?
Is taking your mindset into it is allowing it to be that way, because you're fostering the bad behavior.
I'm not fighting the good fight. In other words, I'm laying down.
You're fostering the behavior of the ruling class.
Well, it's not the only reason.
That's how the unvaccinated would look at it.
I know.
Now, these NBA players
nobody's upset with me that's not vaccinated.
In many instances,
you're the first one.
I'm not upset with you. I think I
took that as
I'm not upset with anybody who gets vaccinated. Nor should I. I don't have the place to be. I don't.
I know you're not.
But the reasoning behind it makes me feel a little bit uneasy, because I feel like a lot of people that got vaccinated.
I didn't mean to send this into like a tailspin, but okay. So the unvaccinated people
this has everything to do with the conversation, though. So it's not sending it into a tailspin.
Good. All right.
It has everything to do with the conversation, because it's dividing in its process.
No,
right?
it is. It's sad. It sucks. I hate it.
And I know you, and I know how you feel about this, and I know you probably have internal struggles. That's the sound. That's the sound of an internal struggle, right there.
Right there, just going off. That was my internal struggle meter.
You have these internal struggles with, like, man, did I do the right thing? But it's going to allow me to live life easier, and I don't want to.
So many of my friends would give you the same answer.
Oh, I know.
They weren't afraid of the virus like everybody wants
to be.
There's a lot of people.
Yeah.
It was more about,
they're afraid of their government.
Just dealing with the BS.
Now extrapolate.
We're not afraid of the government.
Extrapolate. You're not?
No. It's just dealing with the BS and the hoops. And
who's creating it?
and all that stuff. Plus, I get
Who's creating
I've
it?
had other vaccines, and I just talked myself into it.
Who's creating the BS that you have the problem with?
No, I know. It's the government.
Okay, so it is the government. Now,
And-
imagine if you lived in Canada or Australia. How much of a pain in the ass that would be.
Yeah.
See, the thing, I think the thing that might work on behalf of the NBA players is all the people coming across the border in Mexico, because they're like, hey, listen, you're letting all these people in. It's obviously not as big a problem as you say it is. And it's more of a power grab. But that's just my opinion. The question is, I have to take a test today. I take a test every Monday. From now until...
How many questions are on the test?
Either I get vaccinated or I succumb to this disease that is killing everybody. If you were a teammate of an NBA player who refused to get vaccinated, I guess that would make me Kyrie Irving in this one. Although my crossover, far better than Kyrie's. If you were a teammate of an NBA player who refused to get vaccinated, how would you feel about it? Here's your choices, okay? You would be upset and mad because they're being selfish, or you wouldn't care and people should do what they feel is best for them.
Oh, 50-50.
50-50.
I like that. Well, you know how I feel. I would choose the latter. I would choose I wouldn't care. It's up to them. They can do whatever they want.
But what if it starts making it hard on because you just said...
Now, there's scenarios that could play out here. Let's say the person that's not vaccinated gets sick, and then they end up getting a bunch of other people sick, and now it's
What if the person that's vaccinated, though, gets a bunch of other people sick?
Because they're vaccinated, yeah. I know.
Because it's happening. It's happened in many instances.
Like we talked about, I think it was 2 weeks ago, the quarantining and the testing. It should be... Across the board. Across the board. Everybody, we should all be getting tests. We should all be getting a test today.
Because what the power structures are being, whether it be Canada, whether it be the U.S., whether it be Australia, or any other country that is creating this, is they are creating an excuse to point the finger. Most people I work with, a vast majority, have been vaccinated. If there's an outbreak in this office, the immediate assumption is going to be, it's my fault. When it could be the fault of anybody who got vaccinated.
That's why you could go get a rapid test and you could find out right away. And if that's not good enough, you do the in-depth test that takes 72 hours. And then if it's not you, then it's not you.
What's the difference between the in-depth?
Rapid test you can get back within an hour. The other one I don't know. I don't know the science behind that. I just know what they tell me about the science. And the science says one test you can get back in an hour, maybe two, and the other one you get back in 2 to 3 days. It all depends when the lab can get to it. It's more of a, deep dive.
If you were a teammate of an NBA player who refused to get vaccinated, how would you feel about it?
Things we didn't get to in hashtag form with Jeff and Jeremy in the morning.
All right, hashtag unfortunate. Thank you to the old lady of radio for putting... where was the TMZ on this, by the way? This is a TMZ story, but this should have been an alert, and I should have got it. Chuck Liddell, hashtag in jail. Domestic violence on $20,000 bail. Apparently, the cops were called to his house with some kind of altercation with his wife. She did not need medical treatment or anything of that nature. That's all they're saying at this point in time. Chuck Liddell in L.A. County, sitting on $20,000 bail bond, in jail, waiting. I don't know. Does that mean, what is that? How much do you have to come up with for $20,000? Is that $2,000? Isn't it 10%?
I think so. I'd be surprised if he's still in jail.
Yeah, he's probably out there. This story breaking? I mean, when did this come out? 1 minute ago. Yahoo News reported this.
Oh, this is not things we didn't get to. This is breaking.
There's
a difference between breaking and things we didn't get to.
Really?
Like if it just happened a minute ago, we couldn't have gotten to it at any earlier moment.
LA Sheriff's Department responded to a call at his home Monday morning. TMZ reports
That's this morning.
that he had gotten into a physical argument with his wife. She did not need medical attention, according to TMZ. TMZ's the news now.
No, it's not.
They're like the new Hollywood Reporter, aren't they?
Maybe TMZ is more news than news.
Yeah.
You ever think of that?
I mean, I just think they report what they have. I don't know how much background or in-depth reporting they've done, but they're just like, grab it and go. That's the nature we live in now.
Yeah, but
That's
a lot of the news organizations, they just take what another news organization says and says it, whereas TMZ's actually sending guys out onto the street. Like, they're actually doing some investigating at TMZ, whereas, I don't know, cable network A is just taking it from cable network B.
Right. Now, I want to, I'm not trying to sugarcoat this or anything, but you can get domestic, I could get domestic violence on Jeff if we lived together just by grabbing his arm, and if he had a red mark on his arm where I grabbed him.
You could get it from just threatening me. Like, you could get it today. Today, you've committed domestic violence against me.
I have not.
And will I follow through on it? No. But I'm just saying.
I have not threatened you today. We had a disagreement, but I never threatened you. I never said I was going to come over there and whoop your little dumb ass.
Oh, I just got it on tape. Hashtag,
you better be good at editing.
The wait continues for the final frontier. The William Shatner flight has been postponed a day. So instead of happening tomorrow, it'll happen on Wednesday. Weather is the delay. So apparently it's being piloted by Southwest Airlines. The pilots of Southwest are flying the Blue Origin.
Listen,
oh no, what are we going to do?
Listen, we haven't talked about this. This is ridiculous. How is Southwest? They're like, oh, it's weather and air traffic control problems. But you're the only airline that has weather and air traffic control problems, and you're flying to the same destination as several other airlines? Several others, not even probably close to saying how many airlines are not having this same problem that you're having, at least that I'm aware of. And this is not the first time. This screwed Jeff over the summer. Yeah. Was it June, right? Mm-hmm. You were on your way to San Jose to catch a flight, had to detour to Reno. That's not a small detour. That's hours.
But there was some pilots that were upset that they were being told what to do by the company, and when it came down to their personal decisions, and there was talk, at least, that they were going to just take a sick day. And now
you think this has something to do with the mandates?
Now the union is coming out and saying, no, our guys wouldn't take a sick day. Come on, let's move forward.
Well,
this is definitely air traffic control and weather-related issues. Because Delta, United, Alaska, American, they have
JetBlue.
They have different air traffic control than
you
we
name
do.
The airline, Allegiant. I don't know. We can keep going. Continental,
Spirit, Frontier.
Yeah, exactly.
There's a lot of even
Horizon.
budget. There's even ones that are cheaper than you, Southwest, that weren't having these same problems. So
yeah, but I did read that story last week. There's a lot of airline pilots that aren't vaccinated, don't want to get vaccinated, and there's mandates coming down from these major airlines saying they have to get it. So what's going to happen there? Maybe we just
think about it though. The pilot is totally socially distanced, at least from the co-pilot. This is the pilot and the co-pilot. It's like you and I working together,
right?
They get on the plane first. They get in there. They lock that door.
But the plexiglass between them, like you and I have plexiglass between us.
I'm sure they have plexiglass in between them now, right?
I don't think so.
They've got to. What if one of them falls ill and then the other one's got to take over the plane?
I flew in August. I always like to look in the cockpit. I don't know why. I'm like a kid. Like, it'd be cool to go up there. Just check it out. And I didn't see plexiglass, but it's plexiglass. Maybe I just couldn't see it. Hashtag, he's sorry, bro. John Gruden under fire for an email that he sent over 11 years ago where he was describing somebody as having very big lips. He says, I'm not a racist. I can tell you how sick I am, and I apologize again to Dr. Smith. That was the person he said had big lips. A lot of his players are coming to his defense saying, listen, I've known the guy for years and, several seasons. He's never shown this, side. Gruden said, hey, it was back when he worked for ESPN. He was trying to be funny. There you go. Can't be funny.
Was this on a broadcast?
No, it was in an email to somebody. It was a private email that somebody found, dug up, and now they're trying to bury the guy.
Wow, man. You guys, dude. I don't know how your existence could be the guy that goes through old emails and tries to find reasons for tearing somebody down. If that is the case, we need to get people back to doing real jobs in this country, okay?
Derek Carr says, us as a team, we're like, yeah, Coach, it was 10 years ago. We love you, man. We got your back. We're just trying to be there to support the coach. I know it's a hard time for him. He told us, men, learn from my mistake. When we left that meeting, we didn't take it as how it came out.
Is it just me, or does it seem as if, though, now that they are in Vegas, John Gruden is finding his way to some buffets?
I haven't seen him.
Oh, you haven't?
Oh, he's getting fat?
Oh, yeah. He's getting bigger, for sure. I mean, not like Andy Reid, but, I mean, he's
always been a thick guy. Chucky.
And he's getting big. And it's that weird kind of upper body big.
You know who I noticed getting a little
skinny
fat
legs?
Was the Fox broadcaster.
Kurt Menefee?
No.
Because he is.
The main one. That I
Kurt
think
Menefee is the main one.
No, the Fox NFL broadcaster.
I'm thinking Kurt Menefee. That's the only guy. He's the main one.
No,
he's the host.
The play-by-play.
There's a team of them. I don't know who you talk about.
The one that's his dad was a broadcaster.
Oh, Joe Buck.
Come on, he is the NFL. When they say
but
we have a Fox game and we want the guy, it's Joe Buck.
Is Joe Buck getting big?
Around the waist.
How can you tell?
He's standing there next to Troy Aikman, and Troy Aikman's got his suit cover, his suit jacket buttoned. I know this is a guy with a belly. If you have a belly, you don't button the jacket. You let it kind of hang. He had his jacket unhung, and you could tell looking at his hips, they're wider. Joe Buck's getting fat. Hashtag breaking news. Thank you, Mike. Sorry, I just get these brain farts and I can't move forward.
But when you say the main guy
Kurt
for
Menefee,
Fox,
the main guy is
he
is
hosts
Joe
the
Buck.
studio show before the game.
I said play-by-play, and you said Kurt Menefee.
Well, and then there's a whole bunch of them that work for
Joe Buck,
Fox.
it's Joe Buck.
And
Joe
I
Buck.
really, in my mind of mine, I didn't think that Joe Buck was going to be getting fat.
Well, but he is.
He's a very humble person. I mean, he got hair plugs.
He called Thursday Night Football because he does it for the NFL Network with Troy Aikman, and that's when I saw it. I'm like, oh, look who's getting fat. Look who must be because in those press boxes up there, they just serve the worst food. Nachos and hot dogs and cheeseburgers.
I doubt that's the case at the NFL level. At the
I bet you it's available, though.
Whatever conference the Idaho Vandals played in.
Look for
that was the case.
Look for some nacho cheese sauce on his suit.
Run down to Grocery Outlet and get him some Ritz.
Fatty.
Proud to be that Facebook friend who doesn't share stupid quotes about what kind of pasta we are.
This is Jeff.
Hi.
Jeff and Jeremy. How's it going?
Oh, Z93.
Oh, Z93. You've been here for a while.
You guys are my favorite.
When did people stop calling it Z93?
I'm old school. I don't like
fine.
change.
That's fine. No, I'm
KZOZ. Okay.
Jeff and Jeremy in the morning. The original social media without the consequences. On 93.3 KZOZ.